Coming up on Real South.
A Negro leader today announced plans for creation of a black-built, black-owned town to be called Soul City in North Carolina.
In this new town, persons will be able to control their own destinies.
Floyd McKissick left Harlem to create his vision of black power in the rural South.
Affordable housing, health care, people were going to get jobs. We thought we had a very good plan in place. The question then was how we could execute any of it.
Building is empowering. I want to be a part of building something new. That was the dream for me, to be a piece of this, because we wanted to be transformed.
But not everyone supported the radical project.
Senator Helms responded, one of my first acts is going to be to try to close you down.
I mean, let's be real. The boss is a black guy.
There are some folk who don't believe that a black man could do it or should be doing it.
Next in Soul City on Real South.
In this special hour-and-a-half program, Meet the Press focuses on the country's #1 domestic problem, civil rights. With us today, Floyd B. McKissick, National Director of the Congress of Racial Equality. His organization, CORE, is considered one of the most militant of the civil rights groups.
Could you define very quickly for us your concept of black power?
Two little bitty words in the English language. One, black. Everybody that's going to the 6th grade knows what black means. Power, everybody that's going to the 6th grade knows what that means. And I get a letter from a professor at Harvard says, explain black power. That means putting power in black people's hands. We don't have any, and we want some.
You're dealing with Dr. King and some of the issues prior to that. It's about, do I have the right to go sit down and eat at this counter or so forth? And my dad was like, that's all fine and dandy. You ain't got no money to go there. What difference does it make?
Blacks, they had to have ownership. They had to have ownership. They had to run things themselves.
McKissick had the idea that it was now time to build.
And by solving the problems of black people, ultimately, we'll solve the problems of the country.
We're going to build this town. We're going to see it. It's going to be, it'll be here forever. The 30-year plan, the 5 villages, the schools, the ecumenical centers, all these things are going to come. I just saw them all happening.
Think of the biggest thing you could build. What? You could build a house, but build a city, that's pretty amazing.
So here you have the ghettos where people feel that nobody listens to them. Black people feel rejected. They feel like they're being pushed into a corner. They feel that there is no hope. There's not a chance. It's a matter of hopelessness. It's frustration.
And one of the things he observed is that the inner cities were not working. People were leaving rural areas, going to the inner cities looking for opportunities. Opportunities were not there, and they found themselves in devastating poverty frequently.
He was well known by that time, president of CORE, he'd been with Martin Luther King.
People were mesmerized to really, truly believing what he had to say.
I've heard people tell me I'd rather be a lamppost in New York than a rich nigger in North Carolina. That's what I've heard. Well, now I'm up here, brothers and sisters, and I'm living on 149th Street. And let me tell you about the great New York City. Y'all been passing laws up here, equal opportunity laws. You've been having lunches and dinners and dining and snapping pictures and shaking hands with all these folks up here. And you just as bad off as where I come from.
Why not go to a place where they migrated from the outset and provide that opportunity in a new town?
A Negro leader today announced plans for creation of a black-built, black-owned town to be called Soul City in North Carolina.
In this new town, persons will be able to control their own destinies. Black people want to have the choice to live where they want to. If black people want to live in Mount Vernon, New York, or New Rochelle, or New York City on East 67th Street, they can. And they too can live in Soul City.